My girlfriend accepted a date invitation from another guy so her mom would shut up about how I'm not the one, saying it was the best solution to her mom's hatred for me, and I'm getting torn apart by mixed emotions about it. Brief backstory: I, 29M, met her, 28F, mom once at a wedding and it didn't go as planned. It wasn't awful and I didn't make a jerk out of myself or anything like that, I just didn't have a conversation with her as much as she would have liked, I guess. I was just so distracted by friends, and the usual wedding antics. This is the one and only time we've met in person. I've met the dad a few times, and we're cool. That was a year ago. Since then, she's always had a slight distaste for me. She doesn't hate me, but she never gave me another chance. I recently found out she argues with my girlfriend very passionately about how I'm not the right one, and how my GF should date other people. These arguments have been happening every time they come to town or my GF visits them, at least once or twice a month, and apparently it got really intense last week. My GF says her mom had a nervous breakdown halfway through the argument while my GF was defending me and giving her the reasons why she likes me. She's extremely stubborn, and I think that's being generous. She does this to my GF's dad too, always mentioning how she could have had another life without him, wishes she dated more, etc. BTW, they married in their late 30s. So now, there's this guy, don't know his name or who he is. My GF's mom knows him through one of her friends, her son. She keeps asking my GF to go on a date with him, and gets more adamant about it every time my GF mentions me. Lo and behold, my GF buckled and accepted the date. She says it's the best solution to the problem, that maybe if she just goes on one date and explains to her mom why she didn't like him, then it'll thaw the situation. The date is being set up as we speak. I'm torn, of course I didn't agree with it. I asked what my GF would think if I were to do that, and she said it would hurt her a lot. I know it's only one date, but I can't stand the thought of another guy trying to put the charm on my GF. Also, if I give up my self-respect by giving in, her mom will walk all over me every time. I thought of every alternative under the sun, even told my GF to mention to the guy that she's already dating someone. I got furious when she told me she wouldn't ruin the date by saying that. As much as I tried to think of an alternative, I got shot down, and it made me think that maybe my GF's mom finally got inside her head and now she does want to date other people. She even said, well, if the date happens soon, I can't say no, after I asked her to buy us some time by putting off the date until we figure out a rational solution. She did have one good idea though, to write her mom a letter, letting her know that I'm aware of the situation and that I would love to meet her one day. Just a simple and nice letter, explaining why we've come this far and how much the situation means to me. I already did, and I'm planning to send it out once we proofread it together. However, I feel like the situation has already wore us down to the point that we both feel like we're on different wavelengths all the time. The part that hurts about it the most, is that we had a perfect relationship with each other, and we never did anything to hurt one another, until this got in the way and made things awkward between us. I'm not sure what to do or how to approach it. It's depressing my GF, and trying to buy time has taken a mental toll on both of us. I don't want her to go on the date at all. I would never forgive myself for letting it happen without trying my own approach first. Commenter 1. No. No. Screw all of this. Your girlfriend doesn't have to explain you to her mom. She doesn't have to go on a date. She has to be an adult and tell her mom to shut the hell up. She has to be mean and direct with her mother and shut this down. Screw your dumb letter. You don't matter here at all, you're fine. The mom doesn't need a letter, she needs someone to give her a swift kick in the ass. I realize that this is the least relationship sounding advice ever, but generally the underlying assumption is that there's a miscommunication or a way to get out. Here the problem is that this mom knows how to get what she wants by being a huge batch. Shut that down or leave this woman. This is a good time for an actual ultimatum, for a change. Up. I've come to the realization that the letter will do me no good, after reading the responses in this thread. I would like to play a small role in helping my GF with this since she has a ton of other fires to put out unrelated to this issue. When I say small role, I mean offering her my side of things while we work towards a mutually beneficial situation, and not actually addressing her mother directly about this issue. Edit. Thank you all for the responses. I assure you that I've read each and every one, and I'm trying to respond to them while I'm at work. I would also like to add that if my GF does choose to go on the date, she is doing so against her own judgment and plans to keep it as brief as possible. Still doesn't make it any more appropriate, but just thought it would be fair if I cleared that up. Edit number 2. Her mom doesn't want us to break up, but she just has this insane belief that my GF should keep the relationship open until she decides exactly who she wants to be with. This is dumb for two reasons. Number 1. My GF has dated quite a bit and knows what she wants. Number 2, we've been getting along incredibly well for the past 2 years and for some reason her mom is convincing herself that it's not genuine. Possible underlying issues. Edit number 3, thank you all for continuing the discussion with me. I have a pretty clear picture of what I should do now when she gets back into town. I will post an update after we have a conversation about it. In the meantime, I ask you all to believe in the ones you love. Update. So I had a talk with my GF last night, told her to basically put her foot down now or we'll have to suffer her mother's toxicity for the rest of our lives. She said there was no way she could do that to her mother. We argued about it for 2 hours. I told her that she needs to grow a backbone because if not with me, her mother will control every other aspect of her life and continually cause unwanted misery towards her and everyone she decides to date. Then, it came out that the date I mentioned in the post has been set up, and she's agreed to see him. I blew my lid and told her that disrespects me, our relationship, and herself. She even admitted that her mother has in fact manipulated her to believing that having an open relationship is a great idea. I lost all respect and trust for her, and there's no way to earn it back. She said she would compromise by going on one coffee date with this guy, just once, and we'll take a break for a month. For the sake of leaving things amicably, I agreed to the compromise, but I told her once I walk out, the chances of her seeing me again are slim to none. She cried about that, and for once, I didn't feel sympathy for her. I comforted her while she was crying, but my mind was already checked out. I'm curious what the next month will bring. She said she would still like to keep in contact with me in some way, but I'm not intent on contacting her anytime soon. I'm just pissed that I left some books there that I was currently in the middle of reading. Maybe I'll just shoot her a text a couple months to pick up my books. What hurts the most is that we had such a great relationship together. We got along well, our arguments were few and very far in between, and usually ended on a good note. It was a perfect relationship, but an external force caused the downfall. It hurts because I had no control, and I basically had to give up an incredible relationship for the sake of pleasing someone that only matters to a certain extent. I just feel so defeated, and I never had a chance to defend myself or fight back. If we hated each other, I would understand, but we didn't. This breakup will suck for a while, I'll admit that. I've never been in a relationship like this before. It was so great, then it became a train wreck, literally overnight. Edit. Wow, thanks for all the supportive comments. I just want to make one thing clear, I haven't actually agreed to the compromise. I'm just a nice person at heart and didn't want to storm out of there with a big screw you attached to the story. Please remember that we had some great times and I still think she's a kind person, maybe not towards me or herself, but we're all human after all. I only half-heartedly accepted the compromise so we could have an amicable split. Of course I won't take her back after a month or follow through with the compromise. Commenter. Most of the posters are flaming your ex because she chose her mother over you, and her future. It's sad that she has such devotion to her mother that she lets her screw up her life, but some children have a tough time cutting the apron strings. I'm sure that one day soon your ex will wake up and realize that she's let her mother fuck up a perfect relationship. In the movies girls like her end up marrying losers, having 10 kids and forever thinking about the one that got away. Edit. I've never wanted an update more. Up. I told her this, not in those exact words, but I did tell her that her mother will make her miserable for the rest of her life, and this situation will bite her in the ass when she least expects it. Commenter 2. I'm a girl with manipulative parents, and my mom in particular hated for my ex for what she perceived as a lack of ambition in him. She was always putting him down behind his back and telling me I was too good for him. Did I ever agree to go out with someone else because of her manipulations? Heck no. Your girlfriend is using her mother as an excuse. Unless she has the brain of a 4-year-old, there is no way her mother manipulated her into believing an open relationship was okay. She wants to date someone who isn't you, and she's only saying that it's because of her mother. All this talk of a month-long break is her way to test the waters with this new guy while keeping you around as a backup plan. Screw that. Go no contact with her, get a friend to go pick up the books for you, and cut this girl out of your life. Up. Her argument against standing up to her mother was that she's an only child and comes from a traditional family. I called it an excuse and wasn't having any of that. It just proves she's just too far gone into her mother's manipulation.